Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Hope you had a good lunch, battery recharge for the rest of the day. So my name is Laurent Samper, and we know that Wi-Fi 6 is quite an exciting improvement to the Wi-Fi, to the technology in general. So during the next 10 minutes, we will see how 7Signal help organizations and also mainly wireless engineers to get visibility into the 802.11ax and more. So we do know that Wi-Fi 6 comes with challenges, new challenges. However, what are the most important things? It's not just the new Wi-Fi 6 features. They don't always involve those features. So think about authentications, association failure, radio resource management problem, channel change, DFS issue, unpredictable throughput, all those kind of things. And this is what we will see in the next couple of slides. So here is an example of after upgrading to a Wi-Fi 6 hardware, you can see that this will not resolve your problem, but it can generate old fixed problem. In this example, we can see that there is a radio authentication and association failure on an open SSID network. And it was not happening before on the previous customer AP. So that's one example. Here we do have another example where you can see channel change from the new DFS false positive on the AP Wi-Fi 6. And this was not happening before. So we do have for now an existing case, a real case with one of our customers in Europe, where they recently switched to a new Wi-Fi 6 infrastructure. And they are now facing issue with CCI, congestion, DFS issue. So we need to help them on how to get visibility and fix that type of problem. So, and even after an upgrade of the firmware on the AP, things are even worse. I just took a screenshot of the communication with the customer and with our wireless engineer. And then you say, okay, step by step, what's going on? And then you can see after September 10, the customer did a software upgrade or firmware upgrade on the AP. Then boom, start to have a lot of problem. So after a couple of days trying to find out, they decided to see, okay, all those channel changes a nightmare, it's impacting the Wi-Fi network. So October 10, they decided to downgrade back to the previous firmware, and then it started to be more stable. So you see, Wi-Fi 6 is also good. It's a good improvement to the technology, but we need to keep an eye on how we can keep monitoring and keep visibility on what's happening in the network. We want to be providing the best network. So here we do have an unexplained throughput difference. Some AP have very high throughput, as you can see, and some just once in a while. How can we explain that on the Wi-Fi 6 AP? Because it was not happening on the previous access point. So what might be the problem here on those Wi-Fi 6 AP? It's important that we can get visibility into computers within the organizations. So we need to think about backwards compatibility, which might be an issue. And we saw yesterday the trend that still a lot of wireless adapters are still on 11AC. So, well, those devices, if you can see, are not going to work on Wi-Fi 6 AP. So depending on the Wi-Fi driver being used, the wireless adapter supporting 11AC might even not show on the network scan list the Wi-Fi 6 AP or the Wi-Fi 6 network. But what about the new Wi-Fi 6 features that we care about? We are not yet really interested about, we heard yesterday, the MU MIMO or the target wake time. It's not yet that. It's more about OFDMA and reuse operations that have the potential to improve user experience on a congested wireless environment. So how efficient is the Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi 6 can be more efficiently handle a lot of more devices at the same time. So that results in a lesser congestion and delays even when multiple devices are connected to the network, to the AP. So that's new features and capabilities that the 7-signal Sapphire sensors can do. It's measuring OFDMA airtime utilization and show, is it working, yes, no, on both uplink and downlink directions across all AP and all AP codes. So you can get that visibility. Here is a good example that this one is not showing any downlink OFDMA. Everything is on the uplink side. So is there a problem? Do we need a code upgrade on the AP? So it's not working as it should. And what about BSS colors? So APs mostly pick their own BSS color. But what about if there is a BSS color collisions? This will negatively impact the spatial reuse operation, which is not going to work as expected. So it's important that effective spatial reuse operations depend on proper BSS color selections by the AP within the channel. It's important to get that information, and the Sapphire sensors will track and alarms all those BSS color, so you will keep an eye on that. What about Wi-Fi 6E features that we care about? So how well the client now will roam between 3 different network bands with a new AP discovery method. So that's important to understand and get that visibility as well. So the other thing is on this one, so how will the client transmit power limitations that we have like in US from the client to the AP? There is a limitations, how that will affect the uplink performance to the devices. That's a good question. So that's where the visibility is very important. That's where we are tracking the end user device experience, and we can see, okay, in this case, the end user devices had a very bad signal strength, and then it's just going to not roam, so it's a sticky devices. Another one, why this client is having poor MCS, where he's having good RSSI from the AP. Is this due to the power transmit limitations from the client side? So we need to get that. So the most important, and I think we all agree, it's still the basic of 802.11 that needs monitoring the most. We need to keep track of that, beaconing, authentication, association, DHCP, all those stuff. That's why 7-signal is introducing the new Sapphire sensors, the Wi-Fi 6 features, which is now available, that will track all the HE data frame, OFDMA, all the new MCS, and so on. So thanks a lot for your time. We do have a vendor sessions tonight, 7:30 at the Brussels room. Feel free to come, open bar. Well, it's for open Wi-Fi, but it's also open bar over there, so I hope to see you there.